my channel. Today I am going to be talking to you all about the Lemome notebook and why I love it so much. In the first half of this video I'll do a review of the Lemome, and in the second half I'll show you how I use mine for my writing projects. First of all, let's look at some of the specifics. The Lemome is an A5 notebook and it measures around 21 centimeters in height and around 14 centimeters in width. It is a hardback notebook and it comes as either a lined, dotted, gridded or blank notebook. In terms of colours, compared to the Leuchtturm, which I did last week, you're a bit more limited, but you have the brown ones, you have this blue one, and I believe you also have a grey version. So this is my new one. This is a blue Lemome. If we just have a look at the spine here, it's got a blue spine with an elasticated piece that you use to put your pen in. Although personally I've never used that, I always put my pen on the inside, but that's what you use that for. The brown ones have got a grey spine with a black piece of elastic to put your pen in. So if we open it up and have a look on the inside, you've got a space there to write your name, and it just goes straight into the notebook. And if I raise this to the camera, you can see the lines there. They're actually little dotted lines. And this one has a bookmark, just a single piece of ribbon, and at the back you've got another piece of elastic to keep it closed, and you've also got the envelope that you can use to put in little pieces of paper. It's a very simple notebook, but what I would say about this particular notebook is that the paper is so lovely and thick. Which means when it comes to writing in the notebook, you don't get as much bleed through or shadowing on the back of the paper. I have used mine in the past with both a pilot type pen and also my medium nib Lamy, as well as a thick nib Lamy. And yes, with the thick nib you do start getting a little bit of show through on the other side, but in general, it's one of the best notebooks that I've come across in this kind of price range that doesn't have that show through on the other side of the paper. And talking of price ranges, in the UK this is around £10 or £11. So while the colours aren't really vibrant or there isn't a massive selection of colours, what this notebook makes up for is just the quality of the paper on the inside. And as you can see here, it also lies completely flat. So once more, like the Leuchtturm last week, when you write in this notebook you have nothing here in the middle that's fighting with your hand as you're going across the page. And that's all the way through, look. It's just a really beautiful notebook to write in, and to prove that I love this notebook so much, I've been using these notebooks since December 2017, so nearly 2 years, and in that time I have a collection of now 5 with this new one. I use these notebooks for a very specific purpose, and that is to plan out my writing and my creative projects. So the very first notebook that I used was this one, and this is actually a dotted notebook. So if I show you closer to the camera so you can see what that looks like. So it's your standard light grey dots. And then if we just have a look here, this is where I have written something in my thick nib Lemome fountain pen. So if we just have a little comparison, and then we'll look at the other side. So this is a medium nib Lemome, and then this is a Pilot pen. And then on the other side, you can barely see anything. You can see more on the thicker nib. I find they are quite heavy duty pens, but with the medium nib and the Pilot pen, which is there, that is all you can see. So like I say, I use these notebooks for all my writing and creative planning. That in itself has varied over the last couple of years, and I used to use it to track my stats and to plan out my content, or to plan out my months or my weeks. And then I moved over to a gridded version. So this is my second Lemome notebook, and this is when I decided I was going to just put everything into just one notebook. So I used this very heavily for a while, and like you can see, I did all my planning. I did novel planning, I did monthly planning, and I also did planning in this way as well. I found the grid really useful for that. It gave me a lot more structure, and I also used it for brainstorming and things like that as well. So that's my second one. Then my third one is this one. Again, lots of planning, lots of ideas. Some of them I have followed through with and some of them not. This is my goals. And then we get to my current one, where I'm just starting to look at what I would like to achieve over the next few weeks before I break up for Christmas, and also starting to brainstorm some ideas for my goals for 2020. Over the past 2 years, my planning has evolved significantly, and in the last 6 months I've become really focused, and I've achieved quite a lot. And I would have to say that using these Lemome notebooks have been absolutely crucial to that. And I know you could do your planning in any notebook, but I just love these because, like I say, there's no bleed through from the other side. They lie flat, they're a good size to pop in your handbag, and they're very sturdy. So that is how I use the A5 Lemome journal. It's a really good, reasonably priced, hard-wearing, good quality paper notebook, and it's one that I can see myself using for many years to come. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't seen my other video yet, all about how I use the Leuchtturm B5 soft cover notebook, then I will link that for you below. Otherwise, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week for another video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Bye.